Improve taste, color, size, and yield with approximately 30% less water usage. There are multiple sizes also available for farms and commercial use. Visit hempusa.org or call 908-691-2608. That's 908-691-2608.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
In the near future, Earth is dominated by a powerful world government.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
For thousands of years, their dark order grew. Now, as they hail the birth of the New World Order, their great dream of exterminating 80% of humanity is at hand. For the first time in history, the elite's plan for world government is blown wide open. You will learn the secret that drives the entire New World Order agenda.
Bilderberg is making great progress toward a world government.
Most people have no idea. They're not after money. They have all the money they need. They're after power. That's their aphrodisiac.
Order Endgame on DVD at prisonplanet.com or infowars.com, or watch it online right now at prisonplanet.tv. Endgame, blueprint for global enslavement. You have been warned. Alex Jones here with a question. What does humidity mean to you? Most people think of hot and sticky summer days, but many people are beginning to realize that humidity can be a valuable source of pure drinking water. That's why I'd like you to visit acolablue.com. Acola Blue is a state-of-the-art atmospheric water generator producing purified drinking water from the humidity in the air using reverse osmosis and a 5-stage carbon and UV light filtration system, which produces great-tasting water at an unbeatable price. Finally, drinking water that you control. I use one every day. Say goodbye to expensive water delivery services and storing 5-gallon bottles of water in your home. The Acola Blue 28 is shipped right to your home, ready to make close to 7 gallons a day, right out of the box. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call Acola Blue right now at 866-585-4044. That's 866-585-4044. Or visit Acola Blue at ECOLOBLUE.com today.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
All right, I've got a lot of callers here dealing with this situation. John in Iowa, Nathan in Iowa, Brian in Montreal, Gary in Indiana, Paige in the Kingdom of Heaven. That's folks that say they're off the grid, out of the system. We've got Craig and Paul here from, what's the name of your media group? I keep trying to remember that. It's a great name. It's tacticalrecon.com.au.
Conspiracy Hunters.
Yeah, we're going to get, before you leave, so I've got a guest coming on who was put in jail in about 20 minutes, but it's going to be a brief interview, who made 7/7 ripple effect, and he mailed it out to some juries that were looking at the 7/7 bombing and a judge, and they've arrested him, and he just spent like a week in jail, and he's supposedly getting out in the next few minutes. They're going to have a cell phone waiting to hear exactly what happened to him, and it ended up being in the Irish Times and the BBC, because he's in Ireland that this happened, Anthony Hill, so we're working on getting that done as soon as he can call in. Representative Leo Berman from Texas. Texas has introduced a sovereignty resolution, so we're trying to fight this as hard as we can, because the states created the federal government. So that's how we, quote, rebel, isn't even rebelling. When the feds rebel, we spank them and put them in line, and the states can dissolve the federal government with 35 states voting and then reconstitute however they like. That's a great danger as well, though, because the globalists could get in there and rewrite things when that's happening. That's why we want state-by-state basis. They can also individually declare sovereignty but still be in the union and just lay down the law and say no. But Northcom says they're going to use federal troops on them. See, the feds have war-gamed all this out. So before you leave us, we'll probably just have you most of the rest of the hour. You have time for that, but we'll just pop back in with you guys. You can comment on what you're about to hear. Again, I've told callers who are military, who are police, who are upset about this, or who like the urban warfare gun confiscation training to call in, or people that are in Iowa. I've told people just last week that Iowa is the first place I saw real regular Army checkpoints on highways searching for weapons and guns after 9/11. And people, news cameras would be shooting video, and they'd walk over. It was on mainstream TV, and they'd say, turn your cameras off. In fact, I looked for that on the web the other day, but because it's 7 years old, I couldn't find it. Maybe somebody can find those Iowa, there's several of them, newscasts. We do have other ones out of Georgia and places, but you know, they do these drills, and then they become real. And it says they're going to hang up pictures of Americans of the gun dealers looking for, go door to door and ask, are they in here? And what guns do you have? And then, and they say because of the climate in America today. So now they're not saying these drills were for foreign wars, because they'd always say that in the past in the news, and I'd be there, and it was for America. They, admittedly, to us, one time they were giving media tours over this college they'd taken over for a drill in Oakland. And when I was there, the Steve Jones, the former Marine Corps captain, who was now their PR guy, was a private civilian, would run on, get out of here, Jones, you can't tape this. But then we sent a guy in, they were giving citizens tours, which they're doing here, but this is the whole town. And that's when we got them doing executions. They take Americans out, and they go, all right, watch this, an execution, and they simulate blowing Americans' heads off. Now, that's the most hardcore, extreme form of martial law. And now they announce FEMA camps. They're going to merge the police, the military into. I mean, this is in our news now. And I know I keep just saying it over and over again because, in a way, we've been covering this so long. It's good to report on it, be aware of it, and counter it. But it's bad if people don't take action, because then it's like, yeah, I know they're training with camps. And, I mean, that kind of apathy sets in. Like Australia, nobody likes it. I mean, how could the cops buy you a beer if you've got an anti-government sticker on your car but still enforce all that? How does that work?
Well, there's a thing in Australia called the tall poppy syndrome. And what that is that if anyone has any success or any I guess, financial success in particular, you got to tear them down. So it means that we have this strange attitude where, we want success ourselves, but if anyone gets it, we become jealous. It's called the tall poppy syndrome.
Well, we have that here too.
Yep.
And that was never really a part of our culture. It was, it was very small, but it's getting bigger. I think that's a sign of sickness.
So on one hand, I guess we disrespect our politicians and don't believe a lot of them. Yet we all vote for them. We don't really question what they're doing. And it's very 1984 in the concept of doublethink. And again, we come back to this issue of apathy. We realise we're apathetic and we want to do something about it. We get inspired by young guys in groups like We Are Change. We may not agree with everything they do. We're inspired that young people are actually getting up and doing something, confronting politicians in particular. And we're filmmakers, so we're doing it through the mode of television, film and television. They're doing it just with video cameras in the face of people. That's inspiring. And I think if anyone gets anything from this moment we have on the show is to get up and do something and stop being apathetic, turn the television off, turn on to our show, but turn off all the rubbish that they're watching and just do something and talk to your leaders, confront them.
And if you tune out of TV, that'll make them start covering more of these issues. I got pitched a show called American Conspiracy. That's what Ventura, I need to call him up. I haven't talked to him in a few months. And he's doing 3 pilots, but one of them was that, and that was the show I was going to do, but they said, we'll do it with Ventura, which is great. I don't have the tall poppy syndrome. I believe the rising tide raises all ships. I'm excited. But I've talked to these executives and they go, look, we know this is the majority. We know this is popular. And I've talked to people where presidents of companies call and tell program directors, tell, vice presidents, tell, the heads of programming, you're not doing this. So, I mean, the control is very, very real. I had A.J. Hammer with Showbiz Tonight on CNN, his producer, was like, oh, we're getting record ratings with this Charlie Sheen 9/11 stuff with you on, day after day. We're having you back on all this week. And then they got a call, not from even programming, but from execs in Time Warner and said, So, I mean, I even talked to Fox News people. They're like, yeah, we like your show. Awesome. Yeah, the New World Order's really bad. Yeah, the host is an idiot. But, yeah, they're probably going to attack you, but we want to try to get you on. And then I'll be in the car going to the studio, the satellite up, and they'll call and go, yeah, higher-ups canceled you. And I've been booked on every show, and I go, come on, guys, your higher-ups are going to say no, I can book whatever I want. They've never told me not to. And then I'm in the studio about to go on. This happened a few months ago, and they just go, sorry, we can't go to you now.
Alex, when we tell people about our show, Conspiracy Hunters, when we say, look, this is what we do. We have a look at conspiracy theories. Some of them are totally wild. Some of them are based on very serious facts. When we tell people what we're doing, across the board, people are excited. People support it. We run into almost no resistance, even in the film and television industry, even people in positions. But it's that high-level, executive level that you're describing. That's the unknown. That's what we don't know about yet.
Well, that's a great name, Conspiracy Hunters.
Thanks.
A lot better than the Crocodile Hunter.
Well, I think one of the big things is when you just start talking to people about conspiracies, everyone seems to have one conspiracy they believe in. We talk about the show, they all name one conspiracy, whether it's JFK or something in Australia, but they never believe there's a great conspiracy. They somehow compartmentalize. There's one little conspiracy.
But this is an open conspiracy. We're going to get more into that. I've got John. I've got all these calls. Tell me who's who. Go ahead and come on air, John Harmon. You're on air, right, John? I want folks to be able to hear you. Yeah. Now you are. Okay. Tell me about these callers. Okay. All right, but I mean specifically, have we had any police? Well, I guess we've only got 6 lines. Any police or military call in? All right, I'm going to go through these quickly so we can get the police and military in because they always tell me they can't get in.